Here is the story of Shem's family line. It was 2 years after the flood. When Shem was 100 years old, he became the father of Apharished. After Apharished was born, Shem lived 500 years and had other sons and daughters. When Apharished had lived 35 years, he became the father of Shelah. After Shelah was born, Apharished lived 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Shelah had lived 30 years, he became the father of Eber. After Eber was born, Shelah lived 403 years and had other sons and daughters. When Eber had lived 34 years, he became the father of Peleg. After Peleg was born, Eber lived 430 years and had other sons and daughters. When Peleg had lived 30 years, he became the father of Reu. After Reu was born, Peleg lived 209 years and had other sons and daughters. When Reu had lived 32 years, he became the father of Serug. After Serug was born, Reu lived 207 years and had other sons and daughters. When Serug had lived 30 years, he became the father of Nahor. After Nahor was born, Serug lived 200 years and had other sons and daughters. When Nahor had lived 29 years, he became the father of Terah. After Terah was born, Nahor lived 119 years and had other sons and daughters. After Sarah was 70 years old, he became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. The family line of Abram. Here is the story of Terah's family line. Terah became the father of Abram, Nahor, and Haran. And Haran became the father of Lot. Haran died in the city of Ur in Babylonia, the land where he was born. Haran died while his father Terah was still alive. Abram and Nahor both got married. The name of Abram's wife was Sarai. The name of Nahor's wife was Milcah, the daughter of Haran. Haran was the father of Milcah and Iscah. But Sarai wasn't able to have children. Terah left Ur in Babylon. He took with him his son Abram and his grandson Lot, the son of Haran. Terah also took his daughter-in-law, Sarai, the wife of his son Abram. All of them left together to go to Canaan. But when they came to Haran, they made their home there. Terah lived 205 years, and then he died in Haran. The Lord said to Abram, "Go from your country, your people, and your father's family. Go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation, and I will bless you. I will make your name great. You will be a blessing to others. I will bless those who bless you. I will put a curse on anyone who puts a curse on you. All nations on earth will be blessed because of you." So Abram went. just as the Lord had told him. Lot went with him. Abram was 75 years old when they left Haran. He took his wife Sarai and his nephew Lot. They took all the people and possessions they had acquired in Haran. They started out for the land of Canaan, and they arrived there. Abram traveled through the land. He went as far as the large tree of Morah in Shem. At that time, the Canaanites were living in the land. The Lord appeared to Abram at Shem. He said, "I will give this land to your family who comes after you." So Abram built an altar there to honor the Lord who had appeared to him. From there, Abram went on toward the hills east of Bethel. He set up his tent there. Bethel was to the west, and Ai was to the east. Abram built an altar there and called out the name of the Lord. Then Abram left and continued south towards the Negev desert. At that time, there was not enough food in the land. So Abram went down to Egypt to live there for a while. As he was about to enter Egypt, he spoke to his wife Sarai. He said, "I know what a beautiful woman you are. The people of Egypt will see you and say, 'This is his wife.' Then they will kill me, and then they will let you live. Tell them you are my sister. Then I'll be treated well, and my life will be spared because of you." Abram arrived in Egypt. The Egyptians saw that Sarai was a very beautiful woman. When Pharaoh's officials saw her, they told Pharaoh how beautiful she was. So she was taken into his palace. Pharaoh treated Abram well because of her. So Abram gained more sheep and cattle and male and female donkeys. He also gained more male and female servants and some camels. But the Lord sent terrible sickness on Pharaoh and everyone in his palace. The Lord did it because of Abram's wife Sarai. So Pharaoh sent for Abram. "What have you done to me?" he said. "Why didn't you tell me she was your wife? Why did you say she was your sister? That's why I took her to be my wife. Now then, here's your wife. Take her and go." Then Pharaoh gave orders to his men about Abram. They sent him on his way. So he left with his wife and everything he had. Abram went up from Egypt to the Negev desert. He took his wife and everything he had. Lot went with him. Abram became very rich. He had a lot of livestock, silver and gold. Abram left the Negev desert. He went from place to place until he had come to Bethel. Then he came to the place between Bethel and Ai, where his tent had been earlier. There he called on the name of the Lord at the altar he had built. Lot was moving around with Abram. Lot also had a lot of flocks and herds and tents, but the land didn't have enough food for both Abram and Lot. They had large herds and many servants, so they weren't able to stay together. The people who took care of Abram's herds and those who took care of Lot's herds began to argue. The Canaanites and the Perizzites were also living in the land at that time. So Abram said to Lot, "Let's not argue with each other. The people are taking care of your herds, and those taking care of mine shouldn't argue with one another. After all, we're a part of the same family. Isn't the whole land in front of you? Let's separate. If you go to the left, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. Lot looked around. He saw that the whole Jordan River Valley, toward the town of Zor, had plenty of water. It was like the garden of the Lord, like the land of Egypt. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. So Lot chose the whole Jordan River Valley for himself. Then he started out toward the east. The two men separated. Abram lived in the land of Canaan. Lot lived among the cities of the Jordan River Valley. He set up his tents near Sodom. The people of Sodom were evil. They were sinning greatly against the Lord. The Lord spoke to Abram after Lot had left him. He said, "Look around from where you are. Look north, south, east, and west. I will give you all the land you see. I will give it forever to you and your family who comes after you. I will make them like the dust of the earth. Can dust be counted? If it can, then your family can be counted. Go, walk through the land. See how long and wide it is. I am giving it to you." So Abram went to live near the large trees of Mamre at Hebron. There he pitched his tents and built an altar to honor the Lord. Amraphel was the king of Babylon. Arioch was the king of Elasar. Kedorlaomer was the king of Elam. And Tidal was the king of Goyim. They went to war against 5 other kings. They were Bera, king of Sodom, Bersha, king of Gomorrah, Shenab, king of Admah, Shem, king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela. Bela was also called Zor. These 5 kings all gathered their armies together in the Valley of Siddim. It was also called the Valley of the Dead Sea. For 12 years, Kedorlaomer had ruled over them. But in the 13th year, they opposed him.